Welcome to solverfy.
So we have to find the empirical formula of following given situation. The empirical formula essentially is the simplest ratio between two of all of the elements in the formula. So in order to find out, we first have to find the number of moles of the element, and then we find the ratio between those elements. Between the number of mole of those elements. Okay, so for part A, we have chlorine and oxygen. So we know that chlorine is 0.063 moles, and then oxygen will be 0.22 moles. Okay, right here we know is we contain chlorine but oxygen. We just don't know what would be the simplest ratio in the empirical formula. So we're going to simplify this ratio. We are going to divide the whole thing by the simplest number, 0.063. Okay, so from here, we should be able to find that we were around roughly 1 to 3.5, or 1 to around 3.45, depending on how many certain figures. So for this case, we from my after calculate, you should see around 3.45. So that's why we have 3.5 right here. Okay, so for 3.5 for this scenario, we cannot use a fraction over there, or maybe not a whole number over there. So we need a whole number. So we can either wind up to make the whole number again. So this will be the empirical formula for chlorine and oxygen. All right, so for the second case, we have 2.45 gram of silicon and then 12.4 gram of chlorine. Okay, so again, we just want to find out the molar ratio between each of them. So we have to convert each of them to number of moles. So for silicon, we are going to convert it to number of moles divided by the molar mass. You can find it on the periodic table, and then you should be able to find that it's roughly around 0.0872 gram per mole. Sorry, 72 gram, because the molar mass is 28.09 gram per mole for silicon. And then for chlorine, we are going to take our mass divided by the molar mass, and then we will have roughly around 0.350 mole. Mole. Okay, my bad. It should be mole. Also, the number of moles for the silicon. All right, so we're going to find the simplest ratio. Again, we're going to divide the everything by the smallest number. So we have 1 to roughly 4.0, so around 1 to 4. So we have SiCl4 for the empirical formula. Okay, so last but not least, we have 27.3% mass percentage of carbon and also 72.2% of oxygen. Okay, so when we want to convert the mass percentage in number of moles. So first of all, for mass percentage, the whole percentage is 100%. So maybe we can assume we have 100 grams of our substance or our compound. So therefore, the carbon will be 27.9 grams of carbon. Oxygen will be 72.7 grams of oxygen, and then we can convert that to number of moles. So for carbon, it will be 2.275, and then for our oxygen, it will be equals to 4.544-ish. Okay, so we are going to set up ratio, and then we are going to find the simplest ratio between these two numbers. So we find that it's roughly around 1.99, so roughly around 1 to 2. So therefore, we have CO2 for our empirical formula.